I've been changing lives over the last 7 years, one at a time. In fact, during that process, I have had over 900 people come through and lose 50 to 75 to 100 pounds. I hope this inspiration will help you change your life too. If you haven't heard, I'm on a mission to change the course of obesity. So each week I'm going to bring to you a piece of the puzzle, and hopefully we'll be able to make a big difference. I know that losing 100 pounds seems like a really big deal, and at the Onion Factory we have plenty of people that have taken off 100 pounds or more. And I always use that 9 months as a benchmark because it's like giving birth backwards. It's like refinding yourself, and it's taking yourself back. But I want to explain that losing 100 pounds in 9 months is really not that tough. It's 11 pounds a month. And there are all kinds of stories on the website about girls who are losing 15 to 20 pounds a month once they finally get their engine running. What I want to explain to you when you go into the position of losing weight is what kind of weight are you losing. Because if you lost 30, 40, or 50 pounds but are still 30, 40, 50% fat, you did a disservice to your engine. On the flip side of that, if you're 100 pounds from a scale weight and you're 30, 40, or 50% fat, you still don't look good. So what I want to do is, they say the average woman weighs 150 pounds. I don't know where they live in their neck of the woods, but in my neck of the woods, the average woman is not 150 pounds. But I'm going to use that, and I'm going to show you why this is the important benchmark that I want you to understand. What that body looks like at 20% fat, what that body looks like at 30% fat, and what that body looks like at 40% fat. Kind of you in your 20s, you in your 30s, you in your 40s. So, at 150 pounds at 20%, you have 30 pounds of fat on you. You need 25 pounds to protect your skeletal system, and that leaves you with a 5-pound muffin top. The most important part of that is your engine is driven by a 120-pound metabolism. And remember, metabolism is driven by your muscle base, and as long as you sustain that muscle base, you can sustain your metabolism. So what happens is, we're women, probably at this 20%, you probably were about a size 6. But we're women, and we didn't like this 5-pound muffin top. So the first thing we did was, it's a little intervention. We started to skip a meal, or we cut back here or cut back here. And before we knew it, we may have still been at that 150 pounds, but it didn't look the same as we got into our 30s. So at 30% fat, that looks like 45 pounds of fat on you. You need 25 pounds, and now your muffin top is 20 pounds. But more importantly than that, your metabolism has been messed up by you skipping meals and not feeding the body, actually training your body how to starve it. So at this stage of the game, your engine is driven by 105 horsepower, maybe a size 10. And you have to be careful because things are not working the same way. As a matter of fact, this is probably the point where the intervention became more than just skipping a meal. It probably became the first time you looked in the phone book for that diet solution out there. So you got on that solution, you stayed with it for a while, but you found that you not only put that weight back on, but probably some more. So you're getting into your 40s now, and at 40 you look like 40% fat. Well, at 40% fat, that means you have 60 pounds of fat on you. You need 25 pounds. That means your muffin top is now 35 pounds. And most importantly, your engine is driven by 90 horsepower. If you look at a donut, it's even going to your rear. So at this size, you're a size 14. And something really psychological happens, because at size 14, you have a couple choices. You either say, oh my gosh, I have got to find a solution. Or you succumb and you buy the next size, or you convince yourself that the dryer is drying your jeans, so you go buy the next size of pants. But the problem is, and listen, we're women. Maybe there's a few men watching, but primarily we're on a mission, and the client base has been females. And what happens when you move from 14 and you move up, guess where you move? You're no longer in the normal clothes, you're in the plus size clothes. And at that level, you are now the smallest of the big girls. And this is what happens. And don't laugh, but you look around and you say, oh my gosh, I don't look that bad. I don't look as fat as she did. I look pretty good. I get to buy the smallest size. And you convince yourself. And before you know it, it's a 16, then it's an 18, then it's a 22, and oh my gosh, where do we stop? hopefully this is your inspiration to start making some changes. So if you've missed any of the other videos, please scroll back, take a peek, see if it makes sense, and join us next week for the next piece of the puzzle.